quick tutorial. We're just going to make a quick coffee table here, try and have some interesting shape while making it. So just going to bring in a circle here, and I don't know, let's give it, say, 16. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, so that's fine. What I want to do is only grab a quarter of this, so let's select the rest and delete the vertices. Okay, finally I want to rotate this by 180. Okay, so that's perfect actually. And finally let's bring this guy up to the center there, and this guy, extrude that up to the center here. Okay, cool. So now we can select everything, Shift D, put the cursor to, put the origin or the pivot point to the 3D cursor, sorry, and rotate it by 45, no, sorry, I'm an idiot, 90, and that should be fine. What we can do is select both of these, Alt M, at center. Let me just put screencast keys on. So I've got screencast keys here in this corner, and there we go. So that's quite cool. Now we can just mirror this guy. So let's use blender's mirror, drop it on, the X should be fine. So let's clear our rotation, this, okay, whatever, sorry. Okay, so there we go. We turn clipping on so that we can make sure these center vertices are attached. And there we go. That's the beginning of our coffee table's base. Okay, so next, let's go into edit mode now, and first apply this guy. Now let's hit F, so we get this face across everything. And now I'm just going to kind of start to make everything quads here. So this is quite simple. We're just going to join it like this, put a nice square in the center here. Okay, so what's happening here? Shift N. Okay, so the faces are flipped, so I'm just gonna type in flip normals, and now I should be able to see what I'm doing. And join that. So if I kept the mirror on, this would have been faster, but the mirror starts to give problems when we want to join things along the mirror line, so I'm just doing it this way. And there we go. Now we've got all quads here, all good under the hood, and we can move on. Okay, so the next thing I want to do here is kind of just give this thing some thickness. So I'm gonna go up, maybe let's use the snapping actually. So let's give it about 4. Okay, so quite a thick base, maybe 4 is too much. 3, because we're going to bevel these edges here now, so select all of these edges and let's bevel it. So bring it down, I missed an edge, bring it down. Okay, something like that, and one loop inside. Okay, and I want this loop to go um, the opposite way, so something like that is what I'm going for. Okay, so we can remember that it's a 0.1 profile there, so that's cool. What we can do now that we've got that piece sorted is grab these top faces, Shift key, P to separate it. Now we've got the separate one here, which we can scale and hold Shift Z to bring it in. Okay, let's try Alt. Okay, so we've got everything going to the 3D cursor here still. So let's go to median point and let's try now scale Shift Z. Okay, and let's scale it only on the Y. No, that's not gonna do it. Okay, so this is where we're going to put in a mirror modifier quickly. Or actually, let's try something else. Let's go into faces. Let me inset this. Okay, that seems to be working quite fine. And now we can go into vertex, Control I, and delete those. Great. So what we can do is kind of repeat the same action here. So I want to extrude this up again, but this time less. So let's go up to, okay, the other one was 3, so let's bring this one kind of more or less 1.5. And I want this outer edge thing selected again, so let's just do that. Make sure we have all those, and then grab these ends here. There we go. Okay, so once again, same thing, and our settings stay the same, so that's cool. We get that kind of effect. Okay, so that's great. It's what I was looking for. Um, what we can do now is grab these parts here, or this face loop, duplicate it, GZ, duplicate it, bring it up. Actually, let's just separate it first and snap it up like this. Okay, so there we go. Now we can go into um, edit mode again, scale, Shift Z. Okay, maybe a little bit more than that. And you'll see why. So scale, Shift Z. Something like that could work. Okay, and then I'm just gonna grab all this top pieces here and bring that down, something like that. Okay, Shift N. Okay, why not? A3. So that's fixed here. Somehow we've got no faces, so let's give ourselves some faces. Uh, let's clean this guy up first. Control V, remove doubles. Okay, some weird crap is happening here. Anyway, let's only do half of this guy. Delete these other vertices because that's gonna be annoying. And now that I showed you guys how to use the mirror, I'm just using an add-on to lay one down. And because I was a bit of an idiot, we're going to have to clean this up. Okay, that's why the mirror modifier is so annoying. Hoopla. So join it and let's go. So to do what I just did, you need to have an add-on called Machine Tools, and it allows you to choose a few vertices in a row, and it will join them without creating problems like Blender does. Okay, so there we go. We've kind of got our base. All of this is looking a bit thick to me, so we can just do this 3D cursor here again and scale it all down, something like that. And that's better. So let's change this back to the median point. Okay, so the next part here is quite simple. It's just going to be a cube. So I'm gonna grab these guys, Shift D, P selection, and there we go. So scale, set the origin first to geometry, scale Shift C. So something like that, and it needs to be rotated 45. And let's take this guy up, something like that. Something like this. This part here now, we're going to use loop tools and turn it into a circle. Okay, and here I want to add one, do something like that. Okay, cool. And finally, we can take this circle we've got here now and just finish up this shape. So I want to bring a piece up like that, bring another piece up to here, scale it up like so, bring another piece in there, and our last final piece going up to the top of the table like that with a slight arch, something like so. Okay, and what we can do here is give this a loop, something like that, make it nice and round effect, and yeah, we'll come through and crease things as we go. For the next piece here, I just want to create one of these legs. So um, for our leg, once again, we're just going to borrow a piece of geometry here. So what we can do is use this piece, Shift B, okay, so before we carry on with making the legs, I just want to change some of the proportions quickly. So in edit mode on the piece just before the leg, just going to scale it on the X and the Y axis a bit. And I'm going to do the same with the leg and overall. So scale, Shift C, and just bring it up. Something like that. And we can come and make adjustments to the piece now as well. Okay, so let's carry on with this leg. So we're just going to use this piece we removed here. So I'm going to go in edit mode, scale, Shift Z on this piece as well. And I just want to make sure it's kind of equal on the sides here. So I'm going to grab both of these edges and double tap G. Okay, so it's going a bit weird. So we're going to do them one at a time. So we'll double tap G, go in like that. So just select this one. And we'll do the same here. I think we can hold Shift R and it does a repeat. Hit these two edges here and we're going to scale it on the Y to 0. There we go. So that's the start of our leg here. And what we can do is extrude it up, something like that. And just want to adjust these edges here on this side, something like so. Okay, So now what we can do is extrude this guy up all the way to the side of the leg here. So I'm going to take this piece a bit higher, um, something something like that, scale Z0. Okay, so there we go. I want to take this piece maybe a little bit higher, something like that, and we can add one H loop for now, just one. We're going to definitely have some more in here to define the shape better, because I want a kind of circular curve in here, so we'll do something like that, and I want the circle to kind of repeat down here. So let's match this piece first to get that circle going well, and then kind of ease it in down here. Okay. So something like that should be okay. Maybe we can help this out so we don't need to do too much work when we come with the subdivision. So let's bring this down a little bit more, and we can give this one bevel like that without that setting applied. Okay, something like this, and maybe we can define it a little bit more by just bringing this guy a little bit more out, and these guys slightly more in like so. Okay, so there we go. We're definitely going to come and add more geometry in here, but for now that's fine. I'm happy with that. We can definitely reduce some work so long. These faces here, I don't know what the hell. Okay, scale Z0. Bring that down to wherever and delete those faces. There we go. Perfect. So what we need to do with this is, of course, duplicate it around. So I'm going to use Alt D this time and rotate it 90, and actually let's do it easier way. Let's mirror this guy and then Alt D and rotate 90. There we go. That's better. So that means if we work on this guy, whatever I do here should translate, but it didn't. That's not friendly. Okay, that's a weird effect. Let's not Alt D, let's just duplicate it and we'll work with that later. Okay, so there we go. Let's finish up this thing quickly. So let's take this up to the top here, two, like there. Delete the faces, and I want to adjust the shape finally to make it thinner. Okay, so there we go. Now let's quickly get our tabletop up in here. So bring our cursor there, bring in another circle. This time, yeah, 16 should be okay. Why not? Let's do that. I definitely want to scale this guy up. Let's look at it from the top. Yeah, that's fine. Why not? Before I move anywhere, I'm just going to duplicate this guy, scale Shift C, something something like that. Okay, so let's work with this guy first. I want to clear the scale, scale, and let's first move this guy actually up 2 blocks. one block and then half block by doing that, whatever. Let's extrude this up, something like so. Give it face, give it face. Okay, so we can just join that, 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 just so we have quads. So that gives us quads. Okay, and what I can do as well is just do this just for now. We'll go and delete it afterwards. Grab that one, remove the top one, make sure our center is here, and let's mirror this guy. There we go. Okay, so before I carry on, we can actually delete this guy now because this one's better to use actually. So let's duplicate it, make sure we can intersect it slightly with the first one but not too much, something like that. Let's go into edit mode, scale, shift Z, something like that. There we go. So with this one I know for sure. So yeah, that's something here. Edge loops are not very friendly. So what we need to do is select all these faces here, inset it, give ourselves a nice loop there to work with, and inset it one more time because uh, I'm lying. That's it actually. Let's Control E, bridge edge loops. Scale E down to Z, X faces. There we go. So that's what we were going for. All we need with this guy now is to apply the mirror, dissolve that, grab all this bottom goodness, actually, and just bring this down back to this spot here, something like that. Okay, there we go. So for this one now, I want to select this top loop here and inset it as well, giving us a nice loop to work with. Maybe let's undo that, give ourselves a smaller loop. Then here I want to give us another big loop, something like so, and then just the final loop there to remove that triangle once we smooth or add our subdivision here. So we can grab these vertices like so, scale shift Z. Actually I wanted the opposite ones, scale shift Z, something like that. Okay, so there we go. So what I wanted here was to add a loop, something like that, maybe GG, to get this kind of effect. Control B on that, and this is way too far. I want to bring this close, quite thick. Okay, and let's take these faces and really just little lip up like that, and that's about it. So this will be the end of our scene here. I'm gonna need to edit these pieces, but that's fine. did those stay selected? So weird. That was weird. I want to take these straight up and make sure we're intersecting with that piece. And there we go. This is it for our part one. So 25 minutes, we made our low poly. In the next part, we're going to add our subdivision to these pieces, sharpen the edges that we need to stay creased, and just clean it up overall. Apply all of that, um, do our UVs, and then in part three, we'll go and texture the stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy this and that some of you guys learned some things. And yeah, see you guys in part two.